Tonight at 6, person of interest. Maryland police are looking for this man after he reportedly dropped a woman off at the ER after she was shot, then driving off after speaking with staff. We've got the latest. Strike continues. Yet another day of commuter bus operators on the picket line. We've got live with their concerns. And the senior center shooting. We've got new details after yesterday's breaking news that we brought you. The suspect's grandmother, who was reportedly stabbed by him, was also shot. We'll explain.
It's been windy today, but those winds are relaxing. With clear skies, it's going to be chilly this evening. We'll let you know. There's actually a frost advisory in effect for a couple of counties. We'll talk about that coming up.
And we're finding you savings, the travel hacks to keep cash in your wallet. What you need to know if you are considering a trip out of town. We're stretching your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin with your top story tonight. Montgomery County police say that they are looking for a man who walked a woman inside of a hospital today after she was shot, and she later died there. That man reportedly then walked away. Detectives say this man is a person of interest tied to their death investigation of a woman in her early to mid-20s. Police say that he drove the victim to the White Oak Medical Center emergency room, briefly talked to staff, and then drove off. Authorities hope that you may recognize him and the newer model white Mustang we're told that he drove off in. The medical examiner will now determine exactly how the woman died. Again, they do believe she was shot. Reach out to Crime Solvers if you have any information. New details tonight. A motorcyclist was killed after high-speed crash on I-66 in Fairfax County. Officials say just minutes after midnight, a trooper saw a motorcyclist traveling at speeds of over 100 miles per hour on I-66 near Nutley Street. Troopers say they tried to stop the driver, but they kept speeding off and a pursuit happened. But shortly after that chase started, the troopers say they ended up slowing down for safety reasons, and they ended up coming along a crash site at the interstate involving the motorcycle and an SUV. The crash caused the motorcycle to catch fire, we're told, and the trooper tried to extinguish the flames. Motorcyclist did end up passing away. Troopers say the motorcyclist hit the back of the SUV. The SUV driver was taken to the hospital. They were hurt, though minor injuries. Police are still working to identify who the motorcyclist is. Switching gears now, time is 6:02. As Scott Sumner had teased, there's going to be a frost advisory for some of us, but the sun's going to stick around for us.
Yeah, I said yesterday we're going to have a good sunrise. If you're up for that this morning, and a good sunset will be in store for that around 8 o'clock or so. Right now, 71 degrees. We do have that sun out there in full force, and we'll see temperatures once the sun does set around 7:56. Well, actually, those temperatures will drastically drop off here into the 60s, eventually through the 50s. And down into the 40s. Now, that's here in D.C. Outside of the district, though, it's going to just be a little bit chillier. We're looking at the Shenandoah County as well as Page County, where Woodstock and Luray reside. You're under a frost advisory beginning at 2 o'clock in the morning, running through 8 o'clock. This is put in place because we figure by the National Weather Service, because they figure that the temperature will be cold enough to impede and hurt some outside vegetation out there, tender vegetation, I might add. And so thereby, if you can bring that in tonight, if you're living out in the Shenandoah County and Page County areas, do so. Wind gusts, well, they're up to, or still holding at 30. It's been a breezy day throughout the day. I did mention that, but like I said, winds will relax overnight tonight. And yes, as I just showed you, a frosty night for some. It'll be a chilly night overall, though. Mostly sunny start to the week, some thunder showers possible Tuesday, and the best chance, though, for rain and storms will be at the end of the week. We'll show you the updated 7-day forecast coming up.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Scott. Got some developing news. Employees with commuter bus service Mart's Gold Line are on a strike yet again because of what they say are unfair contract negotiations. Since the end of January, employees were working under expired contracts. During negotiations, we're told employees said that they were being underpaid compared to other transit workers. Adding, while trying to negotiate, they feel that they've been bullied. On Tuesday, the union did make some adjustments to their proposal to reach a deal, but the company rejected it. Workers tell us they want to feel valued, heard, and treated with dignity.
Of course, the wages. We don't get to spend time with our family. We, working majority of the time. unappreciated, underpaid, and we tired of it.
We did reach out to Mart's Gold Line for comment, but have not yet heard back. Coming up at 6:30, got a live report on how passengers are also reacting to that strike. All right, police are investigating after somebody fired several shots in Tacoma Park. Shooting took place around 11 this morning. Although details are limited, authorities say the suspect fired several shots in Montgomery County there. Nobody was hurt by the gunfire, but police say the suspect was wearing dark clothes and left the scene in a dark-colored sedan. We've got an update on the story we brought you last night, live from the field. Prince William County Police in Virginia tell us the elderly woman who was stabbed by a relative inside a senior living center is the suspect's grandmother. Authorities also tell us that she was shot, but they did not specify if the bullet came from police who did fire their weapons at her grandson, the suspect, after he reportedly went after police with a knife. This all unfolded yesterday in Woodbridge at the Westminster of Lake Ridge Center. Still no word on the suspect or victims' identities. New tonight in our newsroom, the FAA and British Airways tell us that a flight from Dulles International to the UK was diverted because of a bird strike. British Airways Flight 216 was supposed to head to Heathrow Airport in London, but they had to make an emergency landing in Boston. The plane took off yesterday around 5 p.m., landed at Boston Logan around 7:30. The FAA also saying that there were fumes inside the cabin. Good news, the plane, of course, landed safely and nobody was hurt. Also covering an about face on potential peace between Ukraine and Russia. President Trump now saying that he is doubtful that a ceasefire will be reached and soon, after saying peace was imminent on Friday. It comes after Mr. Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at Pope Francis' funeral. It was their first meeting since their very heated encounter, infamous now in the Oval Office. In a rare move, though, Trump did criticize Russia for shooting missiles into civilian areas, saying that Russia's President Vladimir Putin does not want to end the war. He added that sanctions may be necessary. DC News Now is your local election headquarters, covering a shakeup in Virginia's lieutenant governor race. Former radio host John Reed is now the sole GOP nominee. Fairfax County Supervisor Pat Harity dropped out this past week because of reported health reasons. But one local political science professor and analyst tells us while Harity could have been the favorite to win the Republican nomination in June, Republicans' chances of winning in November likely have not changed.
If I were going to script an upset for Winsome Sears, one thing I would do is try to line up her team early, right? Make sure that she and the lieutenant governor candidate, who's now John Reed, the attorney general candidate, who is Jason Miyares, that the three of them are sort of united and aligned and ready to take on Democrats, not each other, early in the process.
The Democratic primary for lieutenant governor has 6 nominees. The primary election is June the 17th. We've got much more online at dcnewsnow.com. All right, a child care assistance program in Maryland is so popular, it had to temporarily stop helping any more families. But that is leaving so many parents struggling to afford child care. Our Kevon Dupree has more on what caused this funding freeze.
There are more than 45,000 children currently enrolled in the Child Care Scholarship Program. That number was closer to 21,000 in 2023. Now an enrollment freeze is being implemented on the program due to an increased demand for it.
The success of this program means we have had far exceeded the original demand and availability.
Assistant State Superintendent Sarah Neville Morgan says the Child Care Scholarship, or CCS program, has seen an 87% increase in the last 2 years. Due to such rapid growth, the program is on pace to nearly exceed its $270 million budget for the year, forcing the State Department of Education to freeze new enrollments starting May 1st.
We will not be able to award scholarships until we get some attrition and move down below that threshold.
Tara Phillips is the executive director of the State Department of Education's Early Childhood Division. She says several factors have contributed to the surge in families enrolled in the CCS program since January 2023.
We began to use presumptive eligibility to determine what families were eligible, and we implemented a fast track We did indeed advertise the program more at that time as well.
So what does the freeze mean for families already in the program?
We will continue to pay the child care scholarship payments on behalf of those families.
We want to maximize this program, right? We want every single dollar that we can use to go out and to support Maryland's children and families.
Again, the enrollment freeze starts May 1st, and as of now, there's no word on how long it will last. The State Department of Education says in the meantime, they will continue to accept and review applications. In Maryland, I'm Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Kevon. New today, Meta has announced the Science Museum of Virginia, a $250,000 environmental grant. It's going to help build a working greenhouse for horticulture education, support hands-on lessons for schools, science camps, and upcoming demonstrations. Activities focused on sustainability and natural resources also included. The money does run out. It does, though, support projects through 2027. Coming up, helping you stretch your dollars. You might be planning your next vacation. How to make memberships and rewards pay for part of your trip. And going green in Virginia, details of an app that's helping families to be more mindful. But a live look outside right now, the Pentagon off in the distance at 6:11. Stick around. We'll be right back.